You're about to penetrate the inner sanctum of power, beyond what any self-help book, online guru, or financial coach dares to touch. This isn't a recycled theory or a watered-down version of some corporate sales technique. What you're about to absorb is the unfiltered, unrepentant doctrine used by one of the most feared rainmakers in financial history, Jordan Belfort, the original Wolf of Wall Street. This outlawed formula didn't just generate wealth, it manufactured dominance. It turned ordinary men into millionaires and millionaires into legends. If you've ever felt trapped in a loop, grinding endlessly, chasing vague goals, brushing fingertips against success only for it to vanish, you're not broken. You're misaligned with the psychology of power. Today, that ends. This is the line in the sand, where spectators bow out and apex operators step forward. So brace yourself, because once this switch is flipped, you can't go back. You're about to inherit the weaponized mindset that transformed chaos into capital and scarcity into supremacy. Massive action isn't hype, it's law. It's not motivational theory. It's a commandment in the Predator's playbook, and it forms the fourth pillar of Belfort's forbidden architecture. He didn't nibble at goals, he devoured them. While the average man planned, waited, hesitated, he moved. He didn't need perfect timing, he manufactured it. Quantum leaps, not baby steps. That's how economic predators operate. If you want outcomes that stretch beyond comprehension, you must move at a frequency the herd can't detect. Earlier alarms, ruthless hours, more aggressive outreach, ads launched, funnels tested, deals pitched, again and again. Belfort didn't win because of charisma. He won because his hunger eclipsed every excuse. Most men drown in hesitation, clinging to the illusion of preparation. But in the jungle of capitalism, the wolf eats while the sheep wait for permission. Perfection is paralysis. Hesitation is a disease. You act, adjust, dominate. That's the way. The only way. The marketplace doesn't reward good ideas. It rewards impact. Every time Belfort opened his mouth, he wasn't just speaking, he was reprogramming reality. His famous mantra? The only thing between you and your dream is the excuse you keep telling yourself. That's not a slogan. That's an indictment. Every excuse dies here. From now on, your identity isn't passive. It's primal. Every hour matters. Every action echoes. You don't need 24 more hours. You need 24 levels more intensity. Where others check emails, you close deals. Where others seek validation, you generate momentum. Most people run from pressure. But pressure? It's the forge. It's where wolves sharpen their instincts, where legends are minted. So stop aiming to impress. Start aiming to invade. Send 100 pitches, not 10. Record 5 videos, not 1. Build systems so expansive that resistance collapses under their weight. This is volume with intent, precision with aggression, movement with fire. That's how you build financial violence, one bold move at a time. Next comes the element that separates gamblers from tacticians: risk mastery. This is where amateurs implode and predators expand. Understand this. Wealth isn't safe. It's forged in volatility, sculpted by chaos, and sharpened by risk. Belfort didn't pray for certainty. He hunted probability. Step 5 in the outlawed formula is this: develop a tactical appetite for risk. Not the impulsive kind, the intelligent, data-backed kind. Learn to embrace discomfort. Study it. Use it. While the masses seek insurance, the wolf invests in volatility. Because real power isn't found in guarantees. It's earned in arenas where stakes are real and outcomes matter. You can't lead if you freeze. You can't dominate if you hesitate. Most people stall waiting for confirmation. But by the time it arrives, the door's already closed. Move first. Analyze later. You won't always be ready. That's irrelevant, because success doesn't wait for certainty. It rewards velocity. Jordan Belfort didn't operate on wishes. He operated on war strategy. Every bold risk was preceded by hours of obsession. He knew his market. He anticipated moves. He studied behavioral patterns like a predator stalks prey. That's why his confidence wasn't hype. It was engineered. And when things shifted, he didn't crumble. He recalibrated. Instant course correction. That's the apex trait. Strategic risk, rapid adaptation, perpetual momentum. Knowledge is your greatest weapon, not opinions, intelligence. The more you absorb, the less randomness has power over you. The wolf studies terrain. He waits for blood in the water. And when he moves, it's surgical, calculated, inevitable. You don't need luck. You need clarity. You don't need inspiration. You need execution. And when these forces combine, intelligence, precision, audacity, you rise, not by chance, but by law. This is how empires are born, one calculated strike at a time. Belfort's sixth commandment in the Forbidden Playbook hits harder than any sales trick or mindset hack. Own your influence. Influence isn't granted, it's seized. Not through manipulation, but through precision-engineered persuasion. Jordan didn't sell in the traditional sense. He bent belief systems. He entered the minds of prospects and rearranged their internal logic. Doubt became urgency. Fear became action. Indecision became a signature. And it wasn't by accident. It was by calculated control of tonality, language, and emotional triggers. This is psychological warfare dressed as conversation. The moment you open your mouth, the room should shift. You're not asking, you're directing. Most people negotiate, Belfort commanded. Every sentence had weight. Every pause created tension. Every word pushed the listener closer to conversion. This isn't charisma. It's architecture. You must become fluent in behavioral leverage. How to read people, steer emotion, and inject certainty into every syllable. People don't buy when they understand. They buy when they feel understood. Speak like a force of nature. Be undeniable. Now here's what they never teach you in schools, boardrooms, or sales seminars. Certainty is the ultimate currency. Belfort's entire system was built on this single truth. People don't follow the smartest person in the room. They follow the most certain, not the loudest, not the funniest, the most convicted. And conviction isn't something you fake. It's forged through obsession and repetition. Belfort knew his script so deeply, so intuitively, that it bled out of him with absolute authority. That's what Step 7 demands. Become a beacon of unshakable certainty. You must believe in your offer so completely that your voice infects others with clarity. When your prospects hesitate, your certainty becomes their confidence. When they waver, your energy overrides their fear. The phone doesn't respond to logic. It responds to power. Power in your tone. Power in your pacing. Power in your belief. You don't close deals by pushing. You close them by pulling. By being so certain, so emotionally anchored, that resistance dissolves. But certainty isn't static. It requires ritualized reinforcement. That's Step 8. Every day, every hour, you must feed the machine. Repetition of affirmations, visualization of the outcome, physical posture. These weren't motivational fluff for Belfort. They were performance protocols. Before hitting the phones, he entered a state, a battlefield trance. He didn't leave it to chance. He engineered it. That's how you weaponize your psychology. Don't wait to feel ready. Manufacture readiness, set triggers, train your nervous system. Speak into the mirror until your voice shakes walls. Prime your brain with statements like law. I am the best closer in this market. I control the room. I dominate this call. You're not building fake confidence. You're installing code. You're feeding the wolf. So when the call begins, there's no hesitation. Only dominance. Influence doesn't come from words. It comes from state. And that state must be drilled into your bones until your presence does the talking before your mouth ever opens. Let's burn this into your mind. Sales is a transference of emotion. And if you're flat, hesitant, or needy, you transfer weakness. That's the silent killer in business and life. Nobody buys from someone who sounds like they need the sale. They buy from those who radiate control. So if you're not rehearsing, you're regressing. If you're not mastering objection handling like a black belt master drills kicks, you're food for the next predator. Belfort didn't just prepare for yes, he prepared for every variation of no. He had answers, counters, stories, and analogies ready to deploy like guided missiles. The moment the prospect said, "I need to think about it," he snapped them out of that trance and reinserted urgency. Think about what exactly? Boom, pressure applied. Window closed, opportunity framed, objection neutralized. That's what mastery looks like. And if you're not obsessed with this level of control, someone else is. And he'll eat your lunch while you're still stammering through your pitch. We've dissected the secrets, the anatomy of Belfort's forbidden playbook. But let's drive this home. This is not for everyone. The truth is, most people will watch this and do nothing. They'll think they understand, but they won't act. And that's exactly why they'll never get to where they want to go. This game isn't for the weak. It's for those who are willing to push past mediocrity and dive into the abyss of relentless ambition. For those who want to take control, not just of their work, but of their entire life. To master their emotions, their actions, their decisions, and most importantly, their destiny. Belfort's system wasn't built on convenience. It was built on a mindset of relentless execution. So, if you're sitting there, wondering if this is the moment you'll change, understand this. Change happens now. It happens when you step into the ring and begin applying these lessons. The question is not whether you're ready. The question is, do you have the guts to take the first step? It's time to decide. Will you stay comfortable in the shadows of the mediocre, or will you step into the light of the relentless few who dare to conquer everything? If you want mastery, if you want results that speak louder than words, you must embrace the grind, weaponize these principles, and start now. Success doesn't wait. It doesn't ask for permission, and neither should you. The choice is yours. Act or be left behind. The playbook is in your hands. Use it or lose it.